Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from asortofinterestinlife.com. You're joining me on my humble bike. This is a Mango Bike single speed bike. If you're interested, check out my other videos and you'll see it in action. And we're just cutting across Oswestry here, through the playing fields and up the roads until we get to the outskirts. And then we are heading down the country lanes and off out into the wonderful countryside of the Shropshire and Welsh border area. Basically, it's an awful lot of just hedge road lanes and roads, so don't get too excited. But I just thought I would put this very quick little compilation together of various little clips because I like to try and show every now and then these are the actual rides and actual commutes that I do in and out of work. And where we're heading to at the moment, a place called Western Ryn, which is just by Chirkbank, which is just by Chirk. Those are some places that you might be able to Google and find if you want to know more and see what they're like on Google Maps. But basically, that's the area that I spend my winter mooring in normally, sort of around that area and maybe a little bit further around the corner down at St Martin's. And so this is a very, very common bike ride and commute that I do. As you can see here, this was just as sun was setting, and what a beautiful day and beautiful evening it was, the moon in the sky there. And you can see the old hill fort there, goodness knows how long that's been about. But again, this is probably the only bit of excitement in this entire commute, where we have this little steep bank here, and then a very steep bank, unfortunately, immediately up the other side. But I just wanted to do this video, as I say, just to show you the sort of places that I'm riding around. And in most of the cases, I can do an awful lot of my commuting in and out of work or going to see friends and family down roads that are pretty much identical to this for quite literally miles upon miles and miles of the canal. I would say this is probably my favourite route, just because it's always been one that I've been doing for long before I've had the boat or anything like that. And you can see just in the left corner there, just above the road, you've got the hills off in the distance that stretch pretty much all the way out to Llangollen and then turn into proper mountains. And in general, it is just a wonderful, beautiful place to be. I've been very lucky to grow up somewhere so rural as Oswestry, where the town's big enough to have a decent amount of shops, or at least back in the old days when shops in a high street were a real thing that we could all go and visit. But it being such a rural place, it still had this incredible surroundings for miles on almost any direction, really. So as we head down the last steep part here, I lied before when I said it was the only bit of excitement. Look at this, it's a steep bank and we get to cross over the railway lines. So we are about to join the towpath, and again, like I say, this is where I spend most of my winter mooring times. So as you see just how muddy the towpath is, just think about me when the bad weather is going on over winter, having to walk up and down it. This is an extremely bumpy part, and there's literally parts of this towpath, which, I don't know, maybe that might have been one then that you just saw, but there's literally entire bricks just sticking out of the mud. This is after the main bulk of the mud. Again, you can see just how slippery and how wet this surface can get. And when we have an awful lot of rainfall, it starts to really pool up until it's practically part of the canal itself. That might be an exaggeration. Anyway, as we see this boat here, that's not mine. Just want to point that out for anybody. I suppose I should wrap things up and say thank you very much for watching. Check out my other videos for loads more biking and plenty of boating and general active outdoors fun in the Shropshire countryside. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to subscribe, like the Facebook page, or even add me personally on Facebook and Twitter. And please do check out my books available for the Kindle. Just search The Narrowboat Lad on Amazon, or find all the links to everything I've just mentioned in the description below. Farewell.